Hi guys, it's Didi here, and today's video is for you if you feel drained by the end of the day, if you shout at your kids without any reason, if you eat 5 cookies even though you promised yourself you're not gonna touch them, or no force can move you from the sofa. And no, you're not lazy. What you may think of laziness can be pure exhaustion. And I don't mean physical exhaustion here, I mean mental exhaustion. And you may not be even aware of it. So before I give you some strategies on how to preserve better your mental energy, I want to introduce you to the concept of ego depletion. Ego depletion is a term coined by the social psychologist Roy Baumeister, whose studies demonstrated that self-control and willpower all draw from a limited pool of mental resources that can be used up. It means that when we are running low on these mental resources, then our self-control is impaired. And then our ego gets depleted. So what does it mean? In simple terms, it means that during the day, every time when you fight temptation, when you are making choices between even small things, should I eat salad or should I eat pasta, when you take decisions, or when you're regulating your emotions, you are using mental energy that is limited. So you can imagine that your willpower or self-control is like a muscle that you exercise through all these activities, and at a certain stage it gets exhausted, so you need to allow some time for recovery in the same way you do it for your physical muscles. Self-control is very important because people who have better self-control have better relationship, are less stressed, live longer life, kids do better at school and are less likely to engage in violent behavior. And of course, if we don't have a good self-control, what happens is that we act out of our impulsiveness rather than proactively. The day is ruling us rather than we ruling the day. So that's why it's very important to remember that between the chocolate cake and the self-control or the willpower, the chocolate cake will always win, because our willpower is much more limited resource than we think of. So today I want to give you 4 strategies on how to preserve better your mental energy so that you can focus on the things that matter most. For example, spending more quality time with your kids, taking better decisions, and following through the things that you intend to do. So the first one is automate. Automate as many activities in your day as you can possibly do, but most importantly, automate your mornings, because our reserves of willpower and self-control are much more in the morning and they're draining up for all these activities at the end of the day. So make sure you automate as many activities as you can possibly do in the morning. That's the reason why so many successful people would have morning routines or morning rituals, they call them, to make sure that their decision-taking or choices are limited so that they can have a higher reserve for their mental energy. For example, things that you can automate, it's what should I have for breakfast? What should I wear to work? People like Barack Obama, like Mark Zuckerberg, high-profile people, always wear the same outfits just because they don't want to spend any mental energy to decide on what to wear. And by the way, in my own experience, this really works, because when I got pregnant, I decided I'm not gonna buy many clothes. I just literally bought one trousers that were good for work and one skirt. That was all I purchased in terms of different outfits. I was working still in corporate. I really had to be well dressed up when I was going there. But for 5 months, maybe between the time when I was 4 months pregnant until the end, I was literally wearing these 2 outfits. And my life was so much easier, you won't believe it. Just in the morning, I would get to the wardrobe, have only 2 pieces to choose from and a couple of tops, and this preserves lots of my energy. The same thing happens if you go on a detox plan. You see that if you are going for a 10 days detox and you don't eat much, for example, you don't have to decide throughout the day, should I have this food or that food? Should I eat salads today? So there is a lot of space that opens this up for new things. In my particular case, I would always go on detox when I start a new job, because that's my way of coping with the stress in the beginning. The second thing is start the day with the most important task first and make this non-negotiable. Usually this is the hardest things to do. When you get to your office, if you work or whatever you have to do at home, the last thing you want to do is the most important one, the one with highest priority. You procrastinate, you have resistance build up in you, but trust me, if you make it non-negotiable, and especially if you plan the day the night before, just spending 3 to 5 minutes deciding on which one is the most important thing, then you are not going to spend any mental energy fighting with the procrastination and with the resistance. The third one is simplify your life as much as you can. Everything that does not add value or it's not important, just eliminate it. And this can be activities, this can be material stuff at home. Sometimes we operate out of automation, so we build certain habits or we do certain activities just because we've been always doing them. It's good for you to do an audit in your day and decide what are different ways that I can simplify my life. Keep your place as tidy and clean as possible. Teach your kids to keep the places tidy as well. And if you don't know where to start, I highly recommend the book written by Marie Kondo, which became a bestseller. The name of the book is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, and there you can learn how to make sure you're surrounded in your home with only things that you love first. But second, and most important for me, is that you're gonna become a decision-making machine. You have to take so many decisions about how to tidy up your place that you're strengthening up your muscles of decision-making. The last one is build positive rituals or good habits. Create an environment that supports your willpower. People with a better self-control are not people who are resisting more temptations during the day, but they're people who create an environment around themselves in such a way that there aren't many temptations to resist upon. Usually when we are in a period of storm or something bad happens to us, it's so much easier to follow the wagon and go to poor habits, to revert to poor habits. But it's exactly the time when we need positive rituals built around us so that they can support our willpower. So find a habit you want to break and build a new positive habit so that you can create an environment where your willpower is not going to be in use at all. And there are certain things you can think of, for example, healthy food, the way you eat, times of exercise, how many times a week you want to exercise, date nights with your partner or with your kids, cooking with your child, take decisions quickly, just get creative, think about the habits you want to build upon. So that's it from me. I really hope you found this video helpful and now you're more aware of the limitations of our willpower and self-control. And I have a challenge for you. Please choose one positive ritual you want to build within the next 30 to 60 days and leave me a comment below. And don't forget to give me a thumb up if you like this video, share with your friends and jump on my webpage and subscribe for my newsletter. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye!